Hi there, and welcome to Story Time with Uncle Bill. And today's 40 of fit in a year, the road to six-pack abs. We're going to be doing some biceps today, folks. We're going to blow them out. For any workout, make sure you consult your physician and that you're able to work out. You've ate, hydrated. Did some kind of little warm-up first, maybe stretch afterwards. Come up here with a positive attitude and ready to work out. I like to talk about my life and things I've done, the good and the bad, in the hopes that it help people, especially people struggling with addiction. Today's addiction is working out. And I've had it for a long time. Probably that I can remember 9 or 10 years old. A lot of things happen 9 or 10 years old. But we got ESPN, and Denise Austin came on at 6 o'clock in the morning. And she did similar stuff like this. Maybe had some bands, maybe had little weights and stuff. But generally speaking, her and maybe 2 other people sometimes, but generally her would just come up on TV and tell you what was going on with the workout and work out. And she made me feel like she was talking to me. And so I worked out with her. Learned a lot of things. The biggest thing is shin splints. Right here. If you just tap your toes on the ground, it'll help fix that. It's crazy. Long time ago, I'll never forget it. Then there was Corey Everson. Big old female bodybuilder. And Lee Haney. They was all on ESPN. But my first real influence was reading a book. I just talked about reading books, but this book was different because the book was by Bruce Lee, or something about Bruce Lee. And he talked about core and balance. And that was the first thing I ever did. He had some things up in there. I used to walk chain link fences, wood fences, anything like a balance beam, landscaping, timbers, the balance. And the core, doing crunches, sit-ups, leg lifts, anything to make right in here. So at a very young age, I had that. And if you don't know what this is, I highly recommend it. It's called a waist trimmer, a fat belt. I always have one on. I got a back brace too. It's neoprene with the thing Velcro strapped. All it really does is it gives you a little bit of support, but not, I wouldn't count it as that. You can feel it, but it sucks out moisture. So what happened after a workout, if you worked out good and you're hydrated good, this would be soaking ass wet, slippery like a frog. Like a frog's ass. Ew, dude. Excuse me, that's just one of my favorite ones. I know you can get them at Walmart.com for about $12, and probably they're $20 in the store, but it really makes a difference. I got 2 right here, but I probably got 10 around the house. I always got one. I always clean one, have a couple clean hanging up in their spots, and a couple ready to always go. And I always, like literally 80% of the day, except when I'm sleeping, I have one of these on. It's just worth it. It's going to do the job. So we're going to do some biceps today. Remember, anytime you're doing the first exercise of anything, we do this. Warm up with something light. Don't just throw your muscles out there to get injured. Do something to help them. They will appreciate it. So at first, working out was just, as a kid, it didn't really mean nothing. It was what it ended up being, though, because I got bullied and talked about and had to do some fighting and stuff. It was about fighting. It was about making sure that I didn't have to deal with nobody's really bullshit. But that's what bullying is. You know what I mean? And I had to watch it because I never had no problem being a bully. I always stuck up for the little guy. So as I grew bigger, the the goal was always the smaller person to make sure they felt safe in front of everybody, because that security is different. And if you don't know about it, just ask a smaller person when they see somebody help them. It's a great feeling, man. It's a great feeling to see. I've seen it with a lot of kids, man. That's who needs the help. So you see I'm breathing all wrong. When you're going down, out, breathe in through your nose. You tell them wide grip. That's the straight part. It's an easy curl bar. Now, holding your wrist out straight, like the long bar is probably the strongest that you could get, but it causes it's improper angle on your wrist, and it'll cause your wrist problems. See, if I got wrist straps. That's why they make the easy curl bar, because it's easier on the bicep. The natural movement of the bones, actually, that's the problem. Is why they make the easy curl bar. But if you talk to all the big bodybuilders, they tell you you got to have that wide grip, heavy, flat to really bust that bicep. But if you're over 40 like me, I don't recommend it. It's not worth it. But if you some young cat looking to get some big guns trying to go, I recommend it. I think at my strongest I could curl about 220 without swinging, only for one. Excuse me, back. So mainly just to maintain weight, man. My last name is Jakowski, and it's Polish, so that's one of the reasons why I got picked on, because there's like dumb pole lock jokes and shit, and I got a million of them. Maybe I'll start telling them, because that won't never work with me. I'm too far from dumb. But there was a time that used to hurt my feelings. It probably got to hurt your face. I mean, just is what it is. Oh man, I got a heavy quick. Control the weight up and down. No swing. If you're in your house or anywhere where you watching this, scream all you want. This is not Planet Fitness. Hold it up there for a second. Let that. On that real slick. Why not just hold it? Wow. Yep. So I like to preach, especially about working out. There come a time if there's a lot of things, you know, you got to eat right, maybe take supplements if you're trying to get big. But when you start seeing results, there's a confidence that comes. Especially after you work out for a while, and when you start feeling your muscles, and there's a muscle there. mirror and you see that difference. You look better. You feel better. You have energy. You got stamina where you couldn't walk five minutes down the road or down the beach or down the boardwalk or in the mall. You can go all day now. Things change. Your clothing fits. You got to get new clothing because it don't fit at all. It's just falling off your body. All those things build confidence. You look younger, feel younger, act younger. Because all insecurities start going away. Lack of inadequacies. Things that used to bother us, man, you just don't give a shit no more. And then you always wonder, man, was it really that bad? Was 5 pounds, 10 pounds, was being skinny or being fat worth the isolation, the solitude, the confines that I put on myself, just being hard on yourself. I'm the same way. Oh, God. That's why I know I can make these videos, because A, I'm good at working out, and B, if you follow, you'll be good. A, you'll be good at it too, but you'll have the confidence to be better at being yourself. And that says a lot. But a lot of people don't. Some people don't like anything about themselves. Some people only like learn to love yourself. And don't let nobody take that love away from you. You can't. Can you really blame somebody for that? Hey, look, I do it. I do. And then I remind myself that I'm wrong for that. Nobody's supposed to take your happiness or joy. It's yours. But the reality is they can't. That's what reality is. If you let them. Let's see how many of these we do. And you don't have to have weights. Weights just help build muscle and burn fat faster. But I highly recommend even light weights. And if you're trying to get strong, real strong, you gotta go heavy. And if you gotta go heavy and you're doing it by yourself, don't. Get your partner. Anything can happen on any exercise, even biceps. You can blow your bicep out. I just did was straight in front of me with my elbow straight. Right? Now I'm going to go to the side. Slightly out like that. Be coming up, really squeeze, make that bicep work. So when I got to prison, I had an understanding of working out and the body parts and stuff, but I had never really worked out, not even in high school. I was more worried about going, working at Bojangles and cutting grass and shit than anything involving sports or working out. So now I got 5 years to do, and they got a weight room. So they called a bus. Hey, yo, let me jump on your bus. Simply put, you say, if you got a YouTube channel, you heard bus before, it's backwards. Man, my biceps are on fire. Well, I would go in the weight room about the first 2 weeks, and know that I needed to work out with somebody. There was big dudes in there, man. This is an FCI, stands for Federal Correction Institute, Fort Dix, New Jersey, the largest federal institution in the United States, housing over 7,000 inmates. On McGuire Air Force Base. First unit I saw C-130s about 10 times a day taking off and landing. Gigantic jumbo jets. Looked like they would come right through the building. I got a job in the kitchen and there's a big Cuban dude. Dude was a damn stud. Looked like Antonio Banderas on steroids. I'm not sure if he was ever on steroids. He's gigantic. Quiet as hell. He would just sit by himself. Rarely ever seen him talk. So I went to him one day. I said, "Hey man, I love to work out, and you think you teach me how to work out?" Mother looked right at me and said, "Nope." And went about reading a magazine or some shit, Muscle Fitness or something. I'm sitting at the table across from him. Like, damn, that's no. But I don't know him and he don't know me. We ain't never had words. Make a long story short, I asked him about 100 times. And what I didn't know is he only had 6 months to go. And most people, when they get down that low, they don't do anything anymore. Because the sad fact is that some people might not want to see you go and take that happiness away and figure out how to make you stay longer. Sad, ain't it? But it's the damn truth. So I asked. Finally said I'm getting ready to go home in a couple months, and I'm gonna go ahead and work out, even though they say not to. Be there at 6 o'clock in the morning. Every morning, every day, whether I'm there or not. Because the first time you're not, I'll never work out with you again. He ain't had to tell me that shit twice. 6 o'clock in the morning, the next day I was there till 7 o'clock and he didn't show up. I didn't know where he lived, so I had to ask around at other kitchen workers, and then they told me. So I went to his room. He was dead if I could sleep. Excuse me. I said, hey, we working out today? He said, no, it's my day off. Go back to the bar. I said, okay. I was disappointed, man. But it was a test. That's all it was. And we worked out. Man, I'm talking about embarrassing. He had me on the kids' weights and shit because I had to know the form. Nothing was more important than the form. Form and breathing. And it's supposed to breathe through your nose. And I don't always do it. Hard to do it when you're talking. And you can superset the exercise, meaning you do, like, this is an exercise, and then I'll superset this. Or you can superset the exercise, and I went from heavy to light. So I'm just keep pounding the muscle. Just slamming blood to it. If I was bench pressing and my butt came off the thing, he punched me in the nuts. My shoulders were so weak, man, I swear I won't even have nothing small, 5 pounds. Had me in the middle of the weight room like this. Get it right, get it right, get it right. Make sure I can see the back of your palms. There you go. I didn't care. I was working out. I could feel the results fast, even with 5 pounds weights. That's why I tell people, don't ever be embarrassed to go to a gym or work out because you're not strong enough. It'll come. You got to keep going. Don't give up, because this is all about you. And you could gain so much more than muscle. You could gain so much more than losing weight. You could gain so much more than have something to pass the time. Because that confidence, the stamina, and the feel good about yourself is there. Especially if you're skinny and you start getting big, or you're big and the pounds start coming off. And it's hope. Oh yeah, I could do it now. I got it. You just need somebody to light a fire under your ass. Somebody to do it with you. Somebody to say, hey, come on. You got this. We can do it right now. At any time. You're worth it. And I only had a couple months with that dude, and that's all I needed. Because every magazine he had, he gave to me, so I read the muscle magazines and the men's health and the men's fitness and all them things, Men Digest and Maximum. And I was in prison, man, you know what I mean? Had time to read it. I made sure I took advantage of it. Knew what supplements were, vitamins and the different kind of creatines and the branch chain amino acids and all that stuff that makes a difference. And couldn't get that stuff. Learning about it, but couldn't get it in prison. Just got to wait for my day to be up so I can see if it makes a difference in the real world. And I never got the hunger that I had in prison to get bigger. Probably because after I got shot, you know, it took squats and deadlifts away, and I could do kind of the same thing. The problem is, because I'm lopsided, I'm 2 inches taller on my left side than my right side, and my right side is my dominant side. My hips and back and everything just been gyrated, so it doesn't take much of the disc to just pop, and I'm gone. I'm down for a while. And luckily that doesn't happen that often. So I do work out. I do a lot of stretching. I know I don't show it on the channel, but I do. And really appreciate that dude, man. I mean, he didn't have to do that. And it ended up being an Arnold Schwarzenegger workout. If you go look at Arnold's workouts, these workouts are real similar. Most people's are. There's, generally speaking, 5 exercises per body part: chest, back, shoulders, biceps, triceps, legs, quads, and calves, that everybody does, or you should be doing. And most of them we do, or pretty much all we do. Ain't got to the leg part. So then it just becomes, who do you want to work out with? Probably good there, man. It's one of the best addictions I've ever had. And if you can make it a lifelong addiction, it'll help you. Stress reliever, man. You having a bad day, you ain't feeling good about life, go and work out. Might make that difference. Because you're going to get it out. You know what I mean? And if lightweight ain't work, man, go lift something heavy. Control it. Breathe. Make sure the form's right. Be tight. Knock some weight out. Pretend like you're knocking somebody else out. You know, I don't really condone violence and stuff. You can take it out on the weights. That's what you're supposed to do. And that's one of the other benefits. I mean, just so many things. It's a reliever. And it'll shoot endorphins. You'll reach. If you push yourself, you'll stimulate your brain too. I highly encourage music. Man, it's tough for me to sit here and work out with y'all and not have no music. But I got it playing in my head. Music don't go away. I've been locked up 5 years, so sometimes there wasn't no access to music. Same to yourself. Look, man, I hope everybody's having a good day and staying safe. If you can, hit that like button. Share the video. Subscribe if you haven't. Boy, your biceps should be sore. Mine are. If you got an addiction problem and it's a bad one, or one that's causing problems, or it's a new one, find a way to say no. I mean, that's what you really do. The best thing to do is say no. Find another addiction to replace it. I mean, there's so many other things that you could be doing other than the bad. Because people are counting on you, depending upon you, and you're losing them. That's what's going to happen. Peace.